So this is the morning mindfulness journal. Today is July 12th, 2024. The time is about 11:01, actually the exact time in the morning. I'm here parked in front of the Buddha temple in Sterling, Virginia. I had to go to Jiffy Lube before that to get my tire fixed. One of my tire needed replacement. Yesterday I went there. It had a pin nail. Yeah, English is my second language, so sometime I have to think. So instead of pin I should say nail. Anyway, it had a nail and they couldn't put a patch on it because it was too old, they said, the tire, so it needed to be replaced. They said they're gonna order it, and this morning when it comes I'll go and get it replaced. They were very nice. They got it, replaced it. It was very nice of them. Before that I was trying to put together a bookshelf, and I did that. It's called Tree Bookshelf on Amazon. I put it together almost 80%, and then actually I decided to unscrew it and send it back, because I was watching a review where somebody put it together and she was talking about it's easy to put together. It's relatively easy, I would say, because I haven't put together something like this in a long time. So even when I did it, it was not that hard. It took me a little longer than probably otherwise it would take for people who would normally be able to do it easily. So that increased my confidence quite a bit, which was awesome. However, she was saying that she didn't need to put the back, I don't know, like the thing that they put to have it attached to the wall, because she didn't have any kid in the house. So that kind of reminded me of an accident with the bookshelf Alice had at a daycare back in when she was 9 months old, and that was pretty bad. She had stitches around her eyes, and I'm grateful that eye was saved, but it was around here. So anyway, so that reminded me of that memory a little bit, and I was afraid, because Alice is still kind of a little bit hyper. She's 8 years old now, but I thought that bookshelf has lots of edges that she could run into. So I decided to unscrew it and return it sometime. That's all right. Oh yeah, yesterday I thought about, I'll talk about progress first. I forgot, but I'll make that a habit, because I need to keep making progress. Yeah, so the progress, I would say, is sometime day by day we don't make progress, which is okay. And if we can find a progress day after day, that's all right, as long as we can think of that, oh, did you make progress in the last few months? And that's good enough. Am I in a better state than I was a month before, or 3 months before, 6 months, or even a year before? That means we are making progress. At least that's what I'm gonna open a window. It's kind of a little hot since my okay, that should be good, since I'm sitting inside the car. So this should cool it down a little bit. Yeah, I wish I got the tripod. I'll just try to have the phone here on the steering wheel so that it doesn't shake. It's a little bit sideways, but that's okay. Nothing is perfect in life, right? Okay. So yeah, and thank you. I don't know who they are subscribed in the last few days. I saw that 2 people subscribed. I had when I looked a couple of weeks ago, there were like 16 subscribers, but in the last few days I saw 2 more people subscribe. So thank you so much for your support. especially when we don't know each other, and you are supporting me in this difficult journey. I really, really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. You may see it, you may not see it, but I have been following Buddhism very deeply in the last few months, and also I have been practicing mindfulness from Thich Nhat Hanh books. And Time magazine said in 2019, I think, the monk who taught the world mindfulness. So he has a very simple way of explaining mindfulness and how to practice it throughout the day, and not only think about setting aside meditation time. So I've been trying to follow a lot of his books and read and follow the practices. And so he talks about, even when we are thinking positive or taking positive action, and being kind to others, those are the energy that emits throughout, and it creates more positive energy for the world. So I thought that's why I would mention the appreciation and thanks for your support, even if I don't know you, because that is the positive energy that could benefit the world. And maybe somebody who is also going through this type of challenging situation would some of this energy will touch them. In life, we go through many different kind of challenges, and sometimes it gets overwhelming, and it's all about remembering that we choose this life before we are born in this world, and a lot of time we forget that. And depending on the religious beliefs you have, you may think about it differently. So in my case, I believe that before we are born in this life, we do choose this life and all the lessons. So if something seems overwhelming, something seems too difficult, we chose this life, that means we can overcome it. Or else we probably wouldn't choose this. So we just have to keep looking for positives and keep doing what we are doing, and focus on the positive and meaningful experiences in life, and then the challenging ones will fade away, where we're not focusing so much on the challenges, so much on the negative emotions, because those are going to be there. Those are in Buddhism and in Thich Nhat Hanh books, he talks about the seeds of everything are there in our mind, the good, bad, the anger, blame, criticism, all of that are there, but the point is not watering them. So now if I talk about progress, I know I got kind of diverted, but coming back to the progress thing, I think I'll get more and more in the habit as I keep doing that. I think I have to figure out a way to do 3 things. First, progress. In the middle, maybe reviewing the day prior, and third, do some mindfulness practice, something like that. So I kind of keep making more progress. So the progress is, not watering the seeds of those challenging emotions. Did I make a huge progress from yesterday to today? I don't know, but when it comes to last few months, I think I did. And this is something, if we ask somebody else, their opinion could be different also, because the same thing, how we perceive things sometimes could be very different. But generally speaking, kids are very I don't know what's the word, they know how to how to kind of, if the emotion is perceived in a good way, there is definitely, it's all good. But if there is challenging from the kid's perspective, that means there is a way to improve, because they're pretty good about understanding emotion, even though they can't always express. So sometimes I ask Alice, and that gives me some reality check. My daughter Alice, she's 8 years old, so over time she does say that Buddhism is helping me, but I know that life is, I'm in my midlife, I'm in 40s, so the life I lived so far, if I'm trying to change myself, something that got built for a little over 40 years is not going to be changed overnight. So I started this journey 7 months ago, and there's a big challenge where I lost my job randomly. Other things happened too, and Alice's arm situation and other things are going on, which I'm not going to focus much on, because I think more we talk about those things, it kind of goes in cycles, so that's what I'm not going to talk about. But there are challenging situations, so with that, this is part of being aware and practicing mindfulness too, is that not focusing on those emotions, because I think I was focusing too much of what is going on, and more we affirm what's going on in the present moment, unfortunately sometimes we end up attracting more of that. So I want to focus more on, I don't know, a better future where my thinking and action is more positive, because that's what would reflect in my reality then. But it's hard. It's harder than it seems. But if we have a conscious effort, it will happen. And most important thing is to having some community. I'm not able to do the weekend practice that they do at the Mindfulness Center at Fairfax, which is Thich Nhat Hanh's Plum Village affiliated center, because of the time. It's 9 to 2 on every other Saturday, I think. I would want to participate once a month, but it still has been a bit hard with Alice's situation. But I do have a few friends where we talk about these things and trying to keep each other in the positive zone, and that helps. And one other thing I learned is, I remember a friend of mine, very good friend of mine, she actually talked about it, and then she and I sometime, her and my personalities very similar, and we talk about how we expect a similar response from people just like us, because we tend to be empathetic. We appreciate people when they do good things, and sometimes we don't hear the appreciation back when we do good. And unfortunately, that's an expectation that gets built in our mind, because this goes with our personality. I think it's called EFSJ or something like that, like extrovert, whatnot. So her and my personality is similar. So, but I think it's that remembering that everybody is different, how everybody expresses emotions, their thinking, their actions are different. And it's important to respect those differences, which is not very easy. And that's what I'm learning, that respecting the differences in any relationship with a friend, kids, partner, Even at work, respecting the differences is important, a key to a happier life, because we all are very different. We all are very different, and there is a science behind it that they have done many research where they talk about when we try to influence people, like the way we think and do things, and then they don't do it like the way we do, we get frustrated, and that expectation builds up, and then it creates that unhappiness, that creates the negative emotions, resentment, etc. But then if we think about it, it all stems from our thinking. I just saw a text, a friend of mine just confirmed that we'll be meeting on Sunday afternoon. That's very nice. It's very, very nice. This is the same friend actually I was just talking about, that she and I are very similar. I'm so grateful for her friendship. She's awesome, very kind, very nice to people. She has been so kind to me in so many times, and sometimes even those are the little things we take it for granted, that finding a good friend who are very, very kind to us, it's a blessing. So if you watch this video, if you have a very kind friend, remember to appreciate them, and they might feel the same way about you. That sometimes what happens is we have those good emotions in our mind, we have the appreciation in our mind, but if we don't express them, people wouldn't know. And words are what connects people. Thinking, when we have a good thought, positive or negative thought, the energy does work too. It goes around. However, words are faster because that goes through our senses. So, but anyway, I'm so grateful for our friendship. Friends are a big part of our life, so to maintain that is so important. In between, when life got crazy, right now also still a little crazy, but then I think a lot of time it happens that I kind of lose focus on that. No matter what stage of life you are in, especially actually in midlife, even though it may seem like it's not necessary or we don't have the time, that is when you need a strong bond of friendship who would be a good support system for you, and you can be there for them as a support system. And Dale Carnegie has a thing. He says you can be friends with somebody in 2 months by listening to them, versus you can spend 2 years just by telling your story to them, because people want to be friends with who they can count on, who are there to listen to them too. And this weekend I actually am going to dedicate fully to listen to my friend, because she did listen to my stories a lot. So I'm going to listen to her, and that's what I try to be her support system, and for her to feel that I'm there for her. Yeah, I'm still at the parking lot of the Buddha temple, and this is really, really nice. I think there's a positive energy even in here, even though it's outside of the temple. Yeah, I'm not really sure if I'm thinking I might go to the Barnes and Noble, but I'm not really sure, or just drive home and read some book and apply for jobs. Not sure. But no matter what, I think the progress in my mind, I'll try to make at least one progress, I think, each day, if not more, in the positive direction, so that I can talk about it the next morning, and that might actually help me to stay in the positive zone. Something that in the past, how I would have reacted or responded, and how I would really focus to respond positively. One of the biggest thing they talk about is when you are trying to transform yourself, the biggest thing to focus would be to be an observer. It's in Buddhism, it's in other books, mind control, whatnot. Be an observer. Don't judge, don't criticize, don't blame. And unfortunately, these three things can happen in many indirect ways too. It's not about just blaming by speaking about something. It can happen with our expression, like eye rolls, or ignoring someone, or many other ways. So just trying to be an observer, and we may not be always right, but at least trying to do that is also important. I'm trying to practice the half smile. In Thich Nhat Hanh books, he talks about half smile, and because our face has 300 muscles, over 300 muscles, it talks about. So when we smile, a lot of those muscles are relaxed, and our physical body can change our emotional state. So when I talk in this video, I look at myself, and sometimes with the camera, look at myself, and I notice that where my forehead here, it sometimes is like this, which is like, that means that I'm not in that half smile position. Half smile is like a real smile, but not a full smile. But anyway, so half smile. There is a Buddhism channel. The channel name itself is called Buddhism, and there is a monk who has a very nice smile. He always, in his videos, he has a very good smile, and I have seen comments under those videos, like people who talk about his smile, and a friend who recommended to me about this channel. That was early December last year, 2023. He also talked about his smile, and I think I would try to mimic his smile, because it is not possible to be fearful and to be worried when we are smiling like this. So I just gotta try it. I think that's a progress I would like to make, and hopefully that way I can teach others also. So that was the progress I talked about. I know it was not really like a full progress, but I kind of want to get into the habit. And as far as the day goes, yesterday, in my opinion, did I do better than how I would have done it before? I think I did a little bit. My bucket was empty, and I asked for help. And in the past, I would not. And when our bucket is empty, we don't ask for help. We keep doing what we need to do, our responsibilities, our duties, and that does not end well for anybody. So I tried that. It was okay. Could I do a little bit different or better? Yes, there is room for improvement always, right? But I made a tiny progress. So that was good. Because again, it goes back to if we were driving, I don't know, 50 miles on the left side, and then all of a sudden we want to go 50 miles on the right. We have to first come to the neutral zone, and then even if we want to increase the speed, we may have to start from 5 miles an hour on the right direction, or it'll be 10 miles an hour, and it'll be okay. Because if we try to go too fast, then we'll get frustrated, because life doesn't work that way. For 40 years, what we have learned to unlearn that. We have to accept that it'll take some time, and people around us may be okay with the pace or may not be okay with the pace. That's all right. We can only do our best, and then whatever happens in life. Okay, I'll take a few deep breaths and finish the video, and I'll upload it later when I go home, because the internet connection will be better at home, and that's when I can upload it. So I can smell something. I think it's a car, and I can hear the sound of the birds chirping, and some sound, I think the airplane or something, me talking, and a car going over there on that road. And I see the different colors: red, green, pink, orange, and yellowish. The temple on the yellowish on the temple door. When it comes to taste, I can taste the coffee that I had this morning. And yesterday the food I had. And it's a little warm inside the car. And the jeans and the top that I'm wearing, the watch, and I took the bracelet out of my hand, so I'm just put it. I'm thinking, as far as thinking goes, there's many things in my head, but maybe I should narrow it down to right now, this present moment. And I'm grateful that I'm able to make these videos, because it is helping me to stay on track. The door was shut, and I think they finished the puja inside, so I might ask them to open the temple. I just see a monk there, so I might ask him to open the temple. I might go inside for a little bit. If I can't go, I'll make a quick video inside the temple. Okay, I'll finish.